videos be a little bit more casual. So if I ever had a whispered ramble, I think it would go up on Wednesday. I just like the alliteration, Whisper Wednesday. And then on the weekend, I could do my more, I don't know, different videos. Whatever. I do have some coffee, so it's a coffee chat as well. But, ooh, it's kind of far back there. Let me grab it. Today is Monday when I'm filming this, and it's super gloomy. It's been gloomy and like rainy all day long. But, oh well, it kind of adds to the ambiance, I think. It's pretty dark right now. I hope it's not too dark. Although, I've said I do like a darker lighting for videos. Okay. I grabbed my coffee. I only have a little bit left. I've been like drinking it all day long. So good. Okay, so I've got some super exciting news for you all, and I bet you could guess what it is based on my previous rambles. Joe and I bought a house. We're so excited. It's very weird to be homeowners, but it's super exciting. So I'm just gonna talk to you a little bit about the house, kind of what the home buying process was like, and our plans for the future with the house. So Joe and I started looking for houses before our rent on our apartment was even up. We've known that we've wanted to buy a house for a while. And I think we started looking in about April of 2019. Our realtor said that's the first time we actually like went and saw a house. But we had been looking online since like I think February. So it's been a year and a half. And that has felt like an eternity. But it also feels like it went by so quickly. Like I can't believe we've lived in this house for a year. Time really flies. So, I think I've mentioned this before, but because it's taken us so long, our price range was able to go up a good bit because we were still saving and we had more to put down, and yeah. So, I mean, our budget changed by about between like 60 and 70,000. It increased, which opened us up to a lot of other opportunities, a lot of different houses, I should say. And it's funny because this was like the third time's the charm house, because we had actually put in offers on 2 other houses, one of which was a lot less expensive. I think it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but we were outbid or something. And looking back, I'm so glad we did not buy that house, because the one that we have now is like by far a million times better. Then we, continued looking, and we saw a lot of houses, not a ton, but a good bit. And we found like a real fixer-upper, like one that would need a lot of work, and put in an offer, but it was like a wholesale situation, so someone was able to come in and buy it really cheaply. I think that was the situation, but anyway, it got snatched up before we could put in an offer. Again, our house is way better. They're actually on the same street, but ours is just so much better. So, it was maybe like a month, probably about a month or 2 after the other house fell through, eventually get the house, we had to put in a full price offer for them to even consider working with us, and they took it. So then we got the inspection, and that was pretty okay. There's some issues in the crawl space. There's a little mold that's in like a really targeted spot, so we're gonna have to like patch up some holes, I think. We're doing that this weekend, actually. We're doing a treatment on it. But the big thing was waiting for the appraisal, because we didn't know how much it was actually worth, because it definitely wasn't the asking price. It wasn't worth that much. So we finally got the appraisal, and it was like $20,000 less than the asking price. Which, if you are financing a home, the appraisal is everything, because the bank will only loan you an amount like relative to the appraised value. So like, in really super simple terms, if you put in an offer on a house and it's, let's say, $115,000, okay, that would be like, oh my god, the biggest bargain ever. But it appraises at only $10,000. If you've agreed to put 20% down, then you'll put $20,000 down based on the $100,000, and the bank will loan you $80,000, so 80% of the appraised value. But you agreed to pay $115,000, so now you're paying your 20% down payment and $15,000 to make up the difference between the appraisal and the purchase price. So that can get you in a lot of trouble, and we were worried about that, just overpaying, but also having to put up more cash at the front. But our realtor worked his magic and got them to agree to the appraised price. So we didn't even have to make up any difference. They just came down in price. And, yeah, then we just had to wait for closing. And I think there was about a week or so of time in between when they accepted it and our closing. Maybe even less than a week, honestly. But we closed this past Friday on the 28th, 8/28/2020 is our memorable day. But we're so excited. Like, that was the most, well, it's interesting because I actually didn't feel as stressed on that day as I thought I would, but I had a migraine for like 2 days after. Big shocker. Whenever there's a lot of anticipation and stress leading up to an event, and then the event is over, 9 times out of 10, migraine. It's like the build up, and then there's nothing, and my body's like, oh, wait a minute, and then it like tenses up, and I'll get a migraine. But we are thrilled about our house. It's so exciting. We will be living on the same street as Joe's parents, which is kind of weird and might not be ideal for everyone, but we all get along, and they're looking to move as well. So, you know, we're not going to be living near them forever. But it's just so exciting. Not like I'm driving into work now, but it's actually not that much further from work, because we're closer to the interstate. Yeah, a good bit closer. So my commute only increases by like a couple of minutes, even though if we were to drive a different route from here to our house, it's like 20 minutes. It's crazy how that works. But so this is far too dark. There. Sorry about that. But, there's some work that we have to do, like in the crawl space, and we want to gut the entire kitchen and put in a new kitchen. I mean, none of it is like run down or disgusting or horrible where we couldn't live in it, you know, like some of the houses we saw were like, this would be an immediate gut job. But our house, we could live in it for a little while if we didn't want to do any work to begin with. Okay, I feel like this is too dark, but this is too bright. I'm so annoyed with this lighting. I should just open the window, but whatever. So we don't know if we are going to bust down the kitchen right away, or if we're gonna press pause on that and do it a little bit later. My fear is that if we don't do it right away, we'll never do it, because eventually all of the big stress projects will be over, and we really don't have that many anyway. Like, besides the kitchen, we'll eventually redo the bathrooms, but that's not our top priority. So it's like, you know, if we're just working on small projects, why are we going to want to bring up this huge stressor when everything's settled? Like, I would rather just steamroll it and like just keep on going. Like, we're already stressed, but we're motivated, so I'd rather just tear out the kitchen and be forced to redo it because there's nothing left, you know? But I mean, it's like a top to bottom redo besides the floor. I mean, new cabinets, all new appliances, countertops, sink, I mean, lighting, everything. So we've got a lot of projects to do, but we've received a lot of support from my family, and everyone's kind of willing to help out. So Joe's dad, Joe likes to say he's this is his wording, he said he's a carpenter by trade. I think that's right. So he like fixes up people's houses and does little projects on the side in addition to his normal job. So he's really handy and can help us out a lot. He's got a lot of knowledge, which is great. But to begin with, we just want to do basic things. Like, there's kind of textured ceilings. It's not popcorn ceilings, but it's kind of different. And it's not in the whole house, but we want to take that down. We want to replace all the doorknobs, which I did not realize was so expensive. Like, a single doorknob is $20. So, you know, that's like over $100, probably close to $200 worth of doorknobs. Ridiculous, but I mean, there's a lot that we want to change. We would want to completely redo all of the closets because they're horrible, and put in new light fixtures and fans everywhere. I'm trying to think what else is on our like immediate to-do list. I don't know. That's kind of painting. The whole house is kind of like a teal color, and that does no justice to the lighting. You know, I mean, if any sort of light comes in, or if there's any shadows, but it's coming in on a blue wall, doesn't really reflect light that well. So I want everything to be really bright and airy. I plan on doing an empty house tour pretty soon. I think I'm gonna do it on my other channel because I have no idea how I would film it and like whisper. I'd have to do a voiceover, and that's just too much work. So I think I'm going to film that for my other channel. It'll just be easier that way. We don't plan on moving in for a couple of weeks so that we can try to get some of the work done before we move in. But, oh my god, that's going to be another stressful day. I had such a bad migraine when we moved into this house too. It's just, my body does not handle stress well, even if in my mind I'm like, you know, pretty cool. My body's like, no, you're space and a nice shed, and we've got a little deck and a carport, and we're just so excited. We'll actually have a laundry room that's attached to our house. It's like technically a part of like what would be the garage if the carport was turned into a garage, but it's a room attached to the house. So we don't have to walk up a hill to go do our laundry. Yes. And we will be able to have like an outside garage fridge. I'm thrilled about it. I'm about to go buck wild on freezer meals. So I'm like so excited, especially because we're about to move in and then it's gonna be fall and I can decorate. Like, we were taking everything out of the attic and Joe started packing up a lot of stuff in here. And we've already taken boxes over. But I saw my bin with all my fall things and I was just like, oh, I cannot wait. It's gonna be so cute. We also plan on redoing the fireplace. It's currently just like a red brick, like a red brick, and I want to either whitewash it or paint it white. So, yeah, we're really excited, and I wanted to share the news with you. I am gonna end it here because I could just keep on talking about all the same stuff over and over again. I will definitely be updating you as we go, talking to you about the process. But if you want to see even more updates, go and subscribe to my other channel because that's where I'll be doing the majority of the home content. It just